I am having weight loss surgery. One of the main reasons of having this surgery is because I do not feel comfortable in my body or in the world. I feel unfit. I don't fit in the world. This is going to be the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. The beginning of a new journey. So this is my lunch. Got my broccoli, tomatoes and chicken. So I've got 10 grapes and 50 grams of cucumber. Welcome to my surgery day vlog. I am obviously nervous. I know the next couple of days are going to be a bit rough. Yeah, I'm excited. I can't believe it's happening today. I'm in my really sexy hospital gown now. I'm excited, I'm good. I'm a bit anxious, I'm not gonna lie, but I guess that's just normal. I'll see you on the inside. It's been pretty smooth sailing. I feel really lucky. I know that things like, it's gonna be an interesting couple of days just to see how things progress, but at this point in time, touch wood, I'm pretty happy. Okay, so let me just show you without revealing myself. So I have 5 incisions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pain hasn't been anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm just tired, and when I do take painkillers, they knock me out. My pre-op diet, I lost 19.4 pounds. In my first week post-op, I lost 10 pounds. In week 2, I lost 3 pounds. In week 3, I lost 3.2 pounds. And in week 4, I lost 4.2 pounds. I am now 39.8 pounds down, which I am just so happy with overall. So I've been on this journey for 8 weeks. And in those 8 weeks, I have lost a total of 45.2 pounds. I had my first checkup with my surgeon. He told me at my 2-month check-in that I'd already lost a quarter of my excess body weight, which, yeah, made me cry. So in the past 4 weeks, I have lost 13.8 pounds. In the past 4 weeks, I have lost 15.6 pounds, and I am so over the moon. It has been an absolutely crazy ride. I honestly can't believe it's been 6 months already. My entire life has changed, but it's hard to go through stalls, even when you know they're a part of the journey. I still lost 8.2 pounds in my 5th month. I've just been hung up on the fact that I stayed the same. And I've just had a look at my weigh-in on the last time I updated you and my weight as of today. And I've actually lost 11.4 pounds in that period of time, which is blowing my mind a little bit because I haven't acknowledged that at all. In the last 6 weeks since that video, I've lost 6.8 pounds. Looking back at the past month, I would say it's really a story of two tales. There's part of me that is somewhat happy with what has happened in the last month, and part of me is somewhat quite disappointed. I haven't lost any weight this month. I've stayed the exact same. I'm 1 pound off 8 stone. This is exactly where I was last month. I'm 1 pound off having lost 8 stone. And there's this massive list of all these things that I want to do, and I'm gonna be able to do them. That's just incredible to me. Nothing is guaranteed, and like I said, I have to work really hard, but if I do what I'm meant to do, I will be able to do these things, and that's just an incredible thing to know. Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to today's video that I am so excited to be filming, because today it is exactly 1 year to the date of when I had my gastric bypass weight loss surgery, and I cannot believe how quickly this year has gone and how much has happened and how much has changed. And yeah, it's just blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind how quickly this past year has gone. So I thought in today's video we could do what I normally do in these videos and give you my monthly updates of how the last month went, what's happened on the scales, what I've experienced, what changes I've made, but also just have a look back at the last year, because like I said, so much has happened. And you guys have been there with me on this journey and really experienced it with me, and so I thought it would be a really nice point for myself to just look back and reflect on what has happened and what I've experienced and what changes and the ups and the downs and so on, because it's been a journey. It's been a heck of a journey. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. And my mind was racing this morning. I woke up at 7:30. I'm not an early morning gal, but I woke up at 7:30 and I was wide awake just thinking about all the things that I wanted to say in this video and all the things that have happened in the past year and all the things that I've experienced and felt and done and wanted, and sometimes all the excitement and sometimes the disappointment and the ups and the downs, and my head was just spinning with all of these ideas. And so I'm really excited to film this video and share some of those thoughts with you, and yeah, just really look back on this journey, because it has, I'm going to keep saying journey because it's been a journey. It's been an interesting, long old journey the past year. So before we get into like looking back at the last year, the last month has been super interesting for me. As you will have seen if you've been watching my most recent updates, I think probably my 10-month, 11, maybe 9, 10 and 11 month update, definitely the 10th and the 11th. I've been struggling to lose weight for a number of weeks now, like probably like 12 weeks. I keep going up and down the same pound. And in fact, in the past 2 videos, I stayed the exact same weight by the time it came to filming the videos. And that's been really difficult for me to accept. On one hand, I've seen the positive in it. Like, I've done so much this summer. I've had weddings and birthdays and lots of stuff happening, and I've managed to stay the same. So that's a positive, because before surgery I would have put weight on, without a doubt. I would have put weight on. So there's a positive in it. But at the same time, I've really struggled with it, if I'm being honest, because like, I didn't have this surgery to less than a year out feel like that was the end of my journey. And I was starting to feel that way. I was starting to feel a bit downhearted that I wasn't going to lose any more weight. And I was really happy with what I've done so far, but I wasn't ready for this to be over. And that kind of continued for most of August. Most of the month I was going up and down the same pound. I was getting super frustrated and I wasn't seeing any progress until about a week and a half ago. And I sat down and I thought about the fact that, okay, you've been doing the same things for the past 2 or 3 months and it's not really working. Like, there was a week or 2 where it did work and I did see some change, but really for the past 2 months, I really haven't seen any change. So why keep doing the same things if they're not working? So I sat back and I had a think about where I was struggling, and the thing that I was struggling the most with was to stay in control of what I was eating. Now, I am an emotional eater. I'm never going to get away from that. I'm sort of working through that in therapy at the moment to try and sort of get to the bottom of that and see if there's anything that I can do about it. But I think I'm always going to struggle with emotional eating. But I also struggle with episodes of binge eating. And I've realised that that is usually triggered by hunger. And the calories that I was trying to stick to, whilst they were more calories than the usual person has who is only a year out of surgery, I wasn't able to stick to them. I was feeling hungry, and when I'm hungry, I panic and I binge eat. I just grab whatever I can, and it's not necessarily something that's gonna sustain me. It's something where I'm gonna get hungry again in half an hour and I'm gonna wanna eat and eat and eat. And then I got into this cycle of waking up and weighing myself and not seeing it work, trying again, failing because the calories were too low. And it was just this, I've got a hair in my mouth. It was just this never-ending cycle of disappointment. And so I decided to up my calories. Now it was really scary for me to do, because I knew that I was already on more calories than the average person this far out of surgery has, which is a problem. I'll talk about that in a minute. So for me to up my calories was a little bit scary, but I was feeling a bit desperate. I was like, either I accept that this is the end of the journey or I try something different. And I'm so glad to say that it has helped so much. So there's part of me that doesn't want to tell you what calories I'm on. And I haven't even decided yet if I am going to tell you, because what I'm realizing is, and I already knew this, but I kind of forgot it, is that the amount of calories you eat is so individual to you, your circumstance, your life, your size, your fitness levels. Like, it's not a one number fits all. And so that's why part of me doesn't want to tell you what calories I'm on. I'll tell you that I upped my calories by 400 a day. So it was a substantial increase. But what I think my problem was is that I was comparing myself to other people. I was seeing other people who were able to get by on super low calories, and I was going, well, why can't I? There's something wrong with me. I'm too hungry. I'm eating too much. I'm not that far out of surgery. And sorry, the next door's dog is barking. And I cannot stick to the same low calories that they can. So there is something wrong with me. What I hadn't factored into that is what I was just saying, is that everyone's calorific needs are different to each and every other person. So for one, I might have been bigger than that person was to begin with. I might be bigger than that person is now. And the bigger you are, the more calories your body needs just to survive. So me trying to compare my calories to, yes, someone who's only a year out of surgery, the same as I am, but they might be 4 stone lighter than I am. So how on earth did I ever expect to survive on the same calories that they were on? So I think the point I really want to make here is that if you need more calories to stay on top and in control of your eating, but you're still seeing losses on the scale, don't compare yourself to someone else because their situation might be so different. You also have to take into effect how much you exercise, how much you walk, how much you work out, because the more that you work out, the more calories that your body burns, and so the more calories that you can eat and still lose weight. There's so many factors into what calories you should be eating, and it's taken me a couple of months to realise that yeah, I'm eating more calories than I thought I would. Yeah, I'm eating more calories than someone 12 months out of surgery might eating, but I'm telling you, I've been eating these calories for a week and a half and I've lost 4 pounds. So it's working, and I'm so glad because I feel so much more in control. And what I'm finding is that I'm reaching for I don't want to say the right choices, but choices that are going to satisfy me and keep me full and give me what I need. I'm not feeling hunger because I can eat enough throughout the day. I'm not feeling cravings as much because I'm feeling sustained. I'm not panicking and binging because I know that there's enough calories to get me through the day without me having to panic that, oh my God, I've only got 200 calories left. What am I going to do for the rest of the day? I just feel so much more in control, and it's only been a week and a half, so I don't want to like jump the gun and say I've solved it, I've cracked it, this is amazing. We'll have to see in a month's time when we see how the calories do for the next couple of weeks. But what I can say is I feel so much better in myself. And I've made a couple of other small changes as well, which I'll talk about, but I do think increasing my calories is the biggest change and the most impactful change. So yeah, this month I've lost 4 pounds, and it's all happened in the past week and a half. Before that, I just kept staying the same. I kept going up and down a pound, and I just kept hovering around that 8 stone mark. I kept hitting it and then going back under, kept hitting it. And I'm so glad to be sitting here today telling you that I have now lost over 8 stone. It's been a couple of months of me trying to get over that milestone, and I'm so happy that it's happened because yeah, this month I lost 4 pounds, and that brings me to a total loss of 8 stone 3.6 pounds, and I'm over the moon. Just for those of us that use different weight measurements, that's 115.6 pounds and it's 52.46 kilograms. So my current weight now, and this is exciting because I'm in a new stone bracket, is 17 stone 13.6 pounds. So I'm in the 17 stone bracket, which is so exciting. And if we look at it in pounds, I'm 251.6 pounds. So I'm nearly into the 240s, which is so exciting. When I started, I was about 370 something pounds. So to be getting below 250 is so exciting. So a couple of the other changes that I've made this month that I think have really made an impact are quite small. So the first one is drinking water. Now, pre-surgery, I drank so much water. I would just drink water all the time, and it was mainly because I used to get headaches really easily, so I had to be drinking water all the time. Now, post-surgery, one of the positive unexpected benefits is I don't seem to get headaches as much, which I don't fully understand. Maybe it's to do with what I'm eating. That would make the most sense, actually, thinking about it out loud. But I don't get headaches in the same way that I used to, and I don't drink water anywhere near as much as I used to. So I set myself a rule this month that every morning when I wake up, before I eat anything, I have to drink a bottle of water. And I've pretty much, other than a couple of days here and there, stuck to that all month. And I do feel like it has been helping. I need to keep on top of it throughout the day, because I do then find that I kind of forget about water throughout the day and I'm not on top of it. But at least I know no matter what, when I've woke up, I've had a full bottle of water and I've hydrated myself. And I do feel that I've felt positive benefits off the back of that. So it's just a small change, but I think it has been impactful. The other change that I've made is that I've been going back to the gym. Now, I haven't been going and doing hardcore workouts. I haven't been going a couple of times a week. I've just been going once a week, which is a start. And I've been doing yoga. So I've done yoga for the past 3 weeks now. And it's something that I've always wanted to try, but I've been so scared of, and let me tell you, I love it. It's surprising to me, but I absolutely love it. Can I do everything that they do in the class? No. Do I struggle with downward dog? Yes, I do. My ankles, wrists get so achy, and I sometimes have to sit them out. And when they do the, is it candlestick pose, where they're like on their shoulders with the legs in the air? Not a chance am I doing that yet. One day I might, but I've just found that it's so good for both my body and my mind. I'm not doing like the most hardcore workout, but I'm stretching and I'm working on my flexibility and my strength and my core. And it also just gives me space to just think and breathe. And a lot of the session is spent just focusing on your breathing, just being still and just thinking about positive things and things we're grateful for. And I've never really been one to really, like, I'm not into affirmations and that sort, and like willing what you want or deserve into the world by your thoughts. Like, that's never been something that I've really believed in, and I know for a lot of people they do and they see it work. But I have really appreciated the time to just think about what I'm grateful for and what is going well, rather than being so focused on the things that you want to change or the things that aren't exactly what you want them to be. And so I've really been enjoying it, and I'm going to continue doing it. Like I said, it's been 3 weeks now. I go every Wednesday evening, and it's been so good for me. So I'm going to continue. I even did a little at-home yoga session. I didn't find that as enjoyable because I just had so many distractions around me. And I think for me, going to the class and having nothing else to focus on, like my phone's on silent, I've got no distractions, I'm just here for an hour to do what I'm doing, I think I need that. So I might try and find a second class and go twice a week. I do want to incorporate a second and maybe third gym session in, so I want to do body pump and maybe spin. But for now, the fact that after months of me not being able to go to the gym, not being able to make myself go, the fact that I've gone consistently for the past 3 weeks is just a huge change and a huge step in the right direction. So maybe next month I'll be sat here saying I've been going to spin and body pump. But if not, I really hope that I at least sit here and say I've been continuing to go to yoga, because yeah, I've been really enjoying it. So that is the past month. Before I jump into looking back at the last year, you'll have to let me know what you want me to do with these videos going forward, because obviously, other than missing one or two, I've been giving you a monthly update on how things are going. And now that I'm a year out, do you still want monthly updates? Is that something that's interesting to you? Or do you want me to just come back every now and again and give you a bit more of a wider, like a longer overview, like a 2-month or a 3-month update? I am super happy to keep doing these monthly if that's what you want, because I find it really helpful actually to reflect on that shorter period of time. But I want to make sure that it's something that you're interested in. So let me know in the comments what frequency you'd like these videos to be, now that I am a bit further out of having surgery. So that all being said, as I said, this past 12 months has been a journey. I still cannot believe that I'm sat here 12 months to the day, because I had my surgery on the 2nd of September and I'm filming this today on the 2nd of September. I can't believe that 12 months ago today, at this time, I was getting ready to go down to surgery. Like, that's crazy. yeah, it's absolutely blowing my mind. And I've documented all of this here on YouTube, so I'll link the playlist down in the comments where you can watch everything from my pre-op diet to having the surgery to recovering to every month after, so that you can follow along on that journey. But let me take it all the way back to my pre-op diet. So if you don't already know, for most of us who have weight loss surgery, you have to do something called a liver reduction diet before you have your surgery. For me, that consisted of a really low calorie, low carb diet. I think I was on about 800 calories a day. I could have like 1 or 2 portions of fruit, a couple of and when I say portions of fruit, I'm talking about like a couple of grapes. I can't remember exactly what it was that I could eat, but it was like a really minuscule amount of like chicken and vegetables. There was no like rice or pasta or anything to be had. It was a really strict, really difficult diet. And actually, I found that whilst those 2 weeks were super hard, because I hadn't had the surgery yet, and I went from however many calories I was having down to 800 with no assistance other than my motivation. And it was hard. It was really hard, but I found it easier than I expected because I was so motivated by having the surgery. And I remember that I hadn't shared at that point that I was having the surgery, because I didn't tell you guys and a lot of people actually about it until after I'd had my surgery, because I wanted to make sure that I was doing it for myself without having anyone else's opinions sort of getting in the way of what I was doing and why I was doing it, which I talked about a lot in my sort of announcement video. So I was like going about my normal life, filming videos whilst just starving inside. It's funny watching those videos back now and being like, gosh, you were hungry. And like, I did a clothing haul and I had to have like a 10-minute break in between every like piece of clothing that I tried on because I was just exhausted from the hunger. But I did it, and I was so proud because I did not like go even the tiniest bit off plan. I stuck to that to the gram, to the T. I was so proud of myself for doing that. And then it came time to have surgery. So yeah, like I said, 12 months ago to this second, I was in my hospital gown. I'd had all my pre-op checks, and I was probably because I feel like I had my surgery at about 11 o'clock. I was getting ready to go down to the anesthesiologist to get put to sleep, and I was relatively calm that morning. I was excited. I was I just felt like calm for most of the time. I thought I was going to feel really anxious and panicked, but I didn't. I kept myself busy. We were at the hospital quite early and things moved a lot more quickly than I expected. And it wasn't until I got on the table, lay down for the anesthesiologist to do his thing, and that's when I started to panic. I really did. Like, I think they normally ask you to like count down from 10 or something, but I was talking so much that they didn't need to ask me to count down. I think I was kind of saying the things that I wanted to hear from the doctor just to like reassure me, and he was sort of saying yes and like reaffirming that what I was saying was true. But I was like, you are going to be okay. You're going to be safe. You're going to be fine. You're going to wake up. It's all going to be okay. And then they injected me with the anaesthetic. That took a couple of tries because I don't think they could. I think they wanted to put it in my hand, but it didn't work, so they put it in my arm. And I remember all of a sudden I felt out of it, like high as a kite. And then a second later, I was asleep. So it literally was such a very rapid experience of like the anesthetic hitting me, feeling like whoa, and then that's it, I was gone. And the next thing I knew, I woke up after my surgery. Now my surgery went textbook perfectly. They were super happy with my liver reduction diet. They said they could tell that I did it really well, which made me feel so proud. So they were really happy with that. The surgery went really well. I did wake up a couple of times on the recovery ward, but I was super groggy. And you know when you like, well, or maybe you don't, but it felt like I could hear and know what was going on, but I wasn't really there. It felt like I was half in a dream, because I think they did give me quite a lot of morphine, because I think originally I was in quite a bit of pain. Nowhere near as much as I thought ever at any point, which I'll go on to in a minute, but never as much as I thought. But in that initial hour or however long it was, I do remember asking for more pain meds, and then I remember them wheeling me down and being in the lift, but again I wasn't really there. And then I woke up and I was back in my room and Adam was there with me. I have no idea about how much time passed in between. But yeah, I remember waking up and I remember them asking me how I was, and I thought I jokingly said, it feels like the doctor punched me in the stomach, because that's how it felt. It wasn't like searing pain. It was just like I described it as the worst tummy cramps I've ever experienced. That's how it felt. Like it didn't feel like I just had surgery. It just felt like the doctor had punched me in the stomach. And I don't know if the fact that I was joking came across, because they were like, no, he didn't punch you. And I was like, I didn't mean that. It just felt like that. So I was only in hospital recovering for, it was less than 24 hours and I was out. I was on tramadol for a little while, but like I said, the pain was nothing like I had expected at all. And I remember waking up the next morning and being like, obviously I'm in pain, but this is nothing. Like I have such a low pain tolerance, but it was nothing like I was expecting. And I was so scared about the pain. That being said, I was surprised when I got sent home less than 24 hours after my surgery, but I didn't need to be in the hospital. I was recovering perfectly. I was able to drink. I wasn't eating at that point, I don't think. Oh, well, no, I wasn't eating because I was on a liquid diet for 2 weeks. God, all the things that I'm remembering now. But I was able to drink enough water that they were satisfied that everything was working as it should. And yeah, they sent me home, and then the recovery process went from there. I had 2 weeks off from work, and for the first week Adam had to help me quite a bit. Like I couldn't bend down. Adam had to put my compression socks on for me and help me like make all my drinks, and I just rested. And towards the second week I was able to move around a little bit more and got a bit more independent. And then in the third week I went back to work, though I worked from home for at least 4 weeks, I think. So I was really grateful that I could do that, because at that point my work was like an hour's drive away, and I didn't drive for a good couple of weeks, so there was no way I could have done that. So I was really grateful to be able to work from home. And yeah, I worked over those weeks through the various food stages, because you start on the clear liquid diet, the liquid diet, the like mushed food, the soft food, and then the hard food. I think that's what it was. I documented this whole thing. So if you want to know more details, because obviously I don't want to go into everything in too much depth, you can just go back and watch all those videos. I really struggled with that, to be honest, because I don't like anything like synthetic protein, and protein is super important for us after we've had weight loss surgery. So I was on like protein shakes and protein yogurt and protein this and that, and I just couldn't stomach any of it. So it was really difficult for me, and like the soft mushed food stages were really hard, because for the first sort of 6 weeks I felt quite queasy. The smell of food, the look of food made me feel queasy. I wasn't hungry at all, and so looking at some mashed up food when I'm queasy, I'm not hungry, I've got no appetite, it just wasn't working. So I was so glad when I got through the first, I think it was 6 weeks, and I got onto normal food again. Because yeah, it was tough when I really just couldn't get anything in, because it's so funny looking back now, because all of that has gone, like the queasiness and the lack of appetite, it's all gone. But at that point, like just walking into a room where someone was eating, I was like, no. I wasn't actually ever sick. Like I'm not really a sickly person. I don't throw up very often at all. So I haven't been sick in this whole 12 months, which I'm grateful for. I know that some people do suffer with that, but it's not something that I've experienced. But it was an interesting 6 weeks, and I'd say for the first 3 months I just very rarely felt any hunger at all. My cravings were gone. I remember that it took me about 3 or 4 months before I let myself have any chocolate at all. I was eating really minuscule amounts, and the weight was falling off so quickly. Like I lost pretty much all of the, like I'd say 6 of the 8 stone that I've lost within the first 6 months. Like it came off so quickly. I was losing like 5-6 pounds a week, and it was just falling off, and it was going so well. And that continued for the first couple of months. And then I'd say that the sort of 3 to 6 months, I started to introduce a couple of other things. I could eat a little bit more, but still nothing compared to what I even eat now, never mind before surgery. And the weight was still coming off, but I was starting to feel like I was going back to it wasn't going back to normality, but I was having a drink here and there. I let myself have a little bit of chocolate here and there. I had some treats here and there, and the weight was still falling off. What I would say is that I do slightly regret allowing things like chocolate and crisps back into my diet at that point. I always wanted to bring them back in because my goal was never to live like I was on a diet for the rest of my life. I wanted to feel in control of what I was eating, and so that meant all things in moderation. But I do wish I'd left it just a little bit longer, because those first 6 months are where you're going to see the most effect of the surgery. And so it's not a massive regret because I'm really glad with the progress that I made, but I do think if I maybe left it to 6 months to start introducing those things, I would have maybe got some, like the better habits would have been more like deeply ingrained into my system before I started letting those things creep back in. So that was sort of the first 6 months. The weight was dropping. I was so happy. It took a couple of months actually for me to start to like notice it and see it in my dress size, because I started off at a size 30 to 32 and I'm now a size 22. But it wasn't until like about 6 months that like I noticed anything with my clothing. I literally dropped from a 32 to a 24 slash 22. There was no in between, and that might be because there was an in between but I just wasn't noticing it, and I was just wearing baggier and baggier clothes, and you guys could see it a lot sooner than I could. So that was kind of funny looking back. But yeah, it was great. I was starting to be able to do more with my body. I was feeling more able, less out of breath going up the stairs, just starting to notice those changes, and it was so, so exciting. Then the past 6 months have been a lot slower. I've probably lost about 2 stone in the past 6 months. I would have really hoped, being honest, that it would have been a lot more. I've been quite honest with you in my past couple of videos about how I felt about that, and I kind of talked about it a lot at the beginning of this video, so I'm not going to go into it too much. But whilst I haven't necessarily been seeing the changes on the scales, I've still felt that I could do more. Like when we went to Marbella and I walked for miles and miles and I was fine. When I film a clothing haul now, I can just film the whole thing through, whereas before I used to have to sit down between every other outfit because I was like out of breath. I still sometimes get out of breath when I run up the stairs, because I think that's a human thing, to run up 2 flights of stairs and be like, oh, but when I'm just like walking up the stairs, I'm casually moving around, I'm like, you used to get so out of breath doing this, and I don't feel that way anymore. And that's one of the things I'm really excited about. It was one of the main motivations for having this surgery, was to feel able to do more and to feel better in my body whilst doing more. And I'm starting to see the effects of that, and I'm so excited to keep going on that journey of being able to do more. And when we go to Thailand next year in April, I'm so excited about being able to decide if I want to do things, not being able to decide if I could do them. Just having that choice is something I'm really excited about. So yeah, I feel like we've summarised a lot of the past couple of months already at the start of this video, and now that I'm starting to see the scales moving again, I'm really happy about that. I do have to be careful to not get too attached to the scales, because I never wanted it to be about a number on the scales. But I do find myself a bit more attached to that number than I should be, and I think that's something that I just need to keep working on. I want it to be about how I feel, not what the scales say. But sometimes it can take a while to feel changes in how you feel and to notice them. And so the easiest, quickest indicator is to look at the scales. And that's not something that I want to be so emotionally attached to, and it can be deceptive because I'm feeling better even if the scales aren't changing. So that's something that I'm always working on. So how do I really feel about the last year and where I am now and what I've achieved? On one hand, there's a bit of disappointment, I'm not going to lie. Like I have said, I would have hoped to have lost more in the past 6 months. But if I take like the timeline away and I look at the fact that in the last year I've lost 8 stone, or over 8 stone now, I'm over the moon. I am absolutely over the moon. I have never managed to lose more than 1.5 stone by myself, ever, which tells me that this surgery was without a shadow of doubt the right thing for me to do, because it's got me to a place where I would have never got to by myself. I tried for 29 years and it didn't happen. And I didn't try for 29 years. I was 29 years, but you know what I mean. I probably tried for realistically 15 years, because I was on diet since I was like 13, 14, and I just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so without a shadow of doubt, this is the best decision I could have made for myself. I have no regrets about having this surgery. I'm so proud of myself for what I've managed to do, and having surgery isn't the easy way out. It's been a tool to assist me, but I have still had to work bloody hard to get to where I am, and I'm going to have to work even harder now to get to where I want to be. I've probably got about 6 stone left to lose, so that's still a lot to lose, and I reckon it's going to take me 2 years to get there, if I ever do get there. But all I know is if I don't, I'm still so much more comfortable with my level of ability and in the body that I'm in now than I was in the body that I had 12 months ago. So all that being said, I am so excited for the future and for what the next 12 months has in store for me. We've got some big things happening. I've got my sister's wedding, I've got my best friend's wedding that I'm a bridesmaid for. We're going to Dubai, Singapore and Thailand for 3 weeks. There's so much happening, and I'm just so excited to be able to experience these things without being worried that I'm not going to be able to keep up if my friends go on a walk, or I'm not going to be able to go to a viewpoint on an island in Thailand. I'm not saying I'm always going to want to do that hike up a hill, but I can do it, and that's the thing that's exciting. It's not can I do something, it's do I want to do it. And I'm so excited to just keep being able to do more and more, and go to a theme park for the first time, and just do all these things that my body physically didn't fit into before surgery. And I'm filled with excitement and hope, and I just can't wait to be sat here in another year's time and reflect on all the amazing things that have happened. And I want to really say thank you to all of you that have supported me in this journey. You have been so kind and supportive and incredible, and you've been there with me on through every step, and I'm so grateful, because I remember when I posted my announcement video that I was scared. I was really scared to share this news, and of course there's some people that that meant that was their end of the journey with me, and that for some people it was the beginning of your journey with me, because I'm sure that a lot of you watching now have found me through my sharing my surgery journey. But I just want to say thank you, whether you joined me on this journey or whether you've been a long time supporter before this, before I had my surgery. I'm so grateful. I'm so lucky. The internet can be a really nasty place for some people, and I've always felt so grateful that you guys are so kind and supportive. And there's the occasional person that has something nasty to say, but honestly 99% of the comments that I get is just full of love and support and kindness, and I will never be able to tell you how grateful I am for that, because it's really scary being vulnerable and sharing your journey out there to you guys, and you've always made it so easy and so safe, and so I'm unbelievably grateful, and I'll never be able to pay you guys back for that kindness. So I just really want to say thank you. Before I get emotional, I should probably wrap this video up, because I don't know how long I've been talking, but I think this is probably going to be a long video. But I just really wanted to sit back and think about everything that's happened over the past year, and just give myself a chance to reflect and feel that positivity and be grateful for everything that's happened. Because me sat here a year ago, could never have imagined how me sat here today would be feeling. And yeah, that I was just grateful and excited and proud. I'm just really proud. So I think we should wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching, and please let me know how you want me to continue sharing this journey with you, because I want to keep sharing it, but I want to know what you guys want to see. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. We are about to head off to the beach with Summer, who again I would have never been able to give Summer what she needed had I got her before surgery. In fact, I don't think I would have done, because I wouldn't have been able to take a dog for a walk. I'm not going to say I take her every day, because there's 2 of us, but at least one of us takes her every day. So basically every other day at least, I'm taking her for a walk, and I would have not been able to do that before surgery. So that's been one of, if not, I think that's the biggest, most positive thing that's changed, because she is my life now. Like, I love that little girl so much. So yeah, we're taking her to the beach and we are vlogging that, so that video will be coming soon. So I need to go, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.